Oh, well, hello. Fancy seeing you here this morning. I am so glad. Good morning, Baron. Good morning, Eric. I'm so glad you guys have chosen to wake up with Bunny this morning. I've got my coffee, I've got my water, and I've got the internet open to see what the heck is going on this morning. I'm pretty pumped about it. Oh my goodness. Literally my first sip of the day. That was just delicious. I don't know what's going on here. All right. You guys don't care about my hair. Let's see. Oh, I love it. I love it. Eric, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I am so tickled that you guys are here. Let's check out what's going on in the Twitter sphere. Let's see. Wonder if it was an active day. You know, some days are just dead. Some days people just aren't online. this is pretty freaking funny. Crypto Text always puts up hilarious stuff. Hilarious. I love it. Gentlemen, to make your lady feel special, place her picture in the kitchen and write employee of the month. Follow me for more relationship tips. Those always crack me up. Why doesn't Argentina have more black players in the World Cup? Because we're a country, not a Disney movie. That's a pretty good response. That's a pretty good response. Blah, blah, blah. Whew. Seriously. The guys, if you used one of these when you were a kid, or oh my gosh, if you were an adult, you're immune to everything. These things look so gross. They never looked like this. They never looked nice and clean like this. No, no. Announcing Younger Woman game. Guys, if you haven't already checked it out, and if you are wanting to dive into age gap dating, or you feel like you can only date people that are your own age demographic, we've got news for you. Check out Younger Woman game. It is fantastic. Fantastic. All about age gap dating. Bottom line is, if you're 30, you could be dating anywhere between 20 and 28. If you're 35, we're talking like 25, 20. I mean, there's no reason for you to be undermining who is available to you. Guys have so many more women available to them than you ever give yourself credit for. Ever. And just for being here, you're a top tier man, because you have an interest in making yourself better and making your life more successful and appealing to women. If you are wondering, oh, that's about COVID. Let's see. Your goals are like magnets, and the clearer you describe and define your goals, the stronger the pull they have. I love that. That is so good. So good. So good. Let's see. Prime example of Younger Woman game. Joel Kinnaman, underrated actor. He was great as Rick Flag in Suicide Squad. It's 43 and he's dating a model age 28 years old. Excellent example. Exactly. Oh, I like this from the other one. Sexualize her when she's in the kitchen. I like it. I love you guys in the chat. It's awesome. I love it that you guys are having like a whole conversation over there. I jump in when I want to or when I can, but it's just going. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Carrie Fisher and the Blues Brothers. That's pretty funny. Why is she dressed like that? It was probably for like some Saturday Night Live skit or something. She wasn't in the Blues Brothers, was she? I don't remember her making an appearance in the Blues Brothers. So, fun fact, Fort Worth and I dressed up as the Blues Brothers a few years ago and had, for Halloween, to be clear, and had the best time. We have friends who every year have a big, amazing Halloween party, and we always dress up big. So we dressed up as, I wish I had those pictures right now. I would show you guys. We have as much fun taking the pictures of our costumes as we do anything else. But we've dressed up as the Blues Brothers. We've dressed up as, let's see, this last year we dressed up as 1980s fitness like gurus. We dressed up as Hugh Hefner in my Playboys Bunny, which was just fitting. We have a lot of fun. I have a joke that his only rule for our Halloween costumes is that in some way, shape, or form, I'm in a leotard. But I swear we show up at this Halloween party every year and they're like, oh, of course she's in a leotard. Of course she is. Of course she doesn't have any clothes on. I love photography hacks. Let's see. If you're out on a date and bring up Bitcoin, you can actually hear a girl's pussy snap shut. Yeah, don't be boring on the initial meetup, especially. You guys can settle into boring later. You inevitably do. We all inevitably do. But God, don't do it straight out of the gate. Let's see. This is pretty interesting because I am a pretty vocal proponent against like grown men relaxing at the end of the day or spending all their day on video games. I mean, I don't get it. Listen, but I was of the generation that should love video games, but my father would not buy me a Nintendo. He was determined that I was not going to be a video gamer. He bought me a new computer instead. I was always raised with whatever the latest computer was. And he said, you can't have a video game, but you can have a computer. And so I had, computer games. But so I never really latched on or understood the pull of video games at all. So there's all of that caveat behind the fact that I'm not a fan of them. I mean, my kids had video game players. They had phases where they played more. I will say my oldest stepson from my marriage, he was a video game player, through high school, and now he's a drone pilot. So there are anomalies. And yet he still comes home after work and plays video games. So that's kind of funny. But after pissing off, and this is Andrew, AJ Cortez, after pissing off every gamer on Twitter, I had to go look this up. I was stunned. Gaming is a civilization changing media form. And I do think that that's very true. Video game industry, 221 billion. Movie industry, 77 billion. Music industry, 26.2 billion. You could combine the revenue of the movie industry and the music industry, double it, and you'd still be shy of the gaming industry. Yeah, we play video games. I mean, that's pretty fucking impressive. And that's what I forget because it's not on my radar. Does that make sense? Like, Fort Worth isn't a video gamer. Let's see what's being said over here. I want to see. Let's see. Oh, good point. Fashion, makeup industries make way more than all of those industries combined. Absolutely. They make 500 billion US dollars. just from capitalizing on the insecurities of women. You're welcome. IG models showcase this. Absolutely. Let's see. Baron says, I think video games are fun in moderation, but real life is more fun if you're doing it right. That's a tweet right there, Baron. That's a tweet. I mean, that is exactly. Yep. Epic Games played a huge hand in this. Fortnite, Rocket League. Yeah. So, those are things that are interesting to me, fascinating to me from like the outside circle, that where I'm just kind of watching going, that's weird. Why are they doing that? I will admit, I have to say before we pass on this video game thing, I play Clash of Clans. I'm kind of cool like that. I started playing because my kids played, and it was when they were little, and I'm still playing Clash of Clans. If you guys want to be on a team with me, we could have our own little team. Let's see. You're allowed to spray a man with Raid if he's under 5'11". Caitlin says, does this mean we can use elephant rifles on girls more than 200 pounds? That's fucking funny. I'm going to retweet that because that is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Let me retweet you. That's hilarious. Guys, if dating apps or social media is going to require us as in men to put height in, it should require weight. Period. Oh no, I can't watch that. Nope. Let's see. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Ooh. I can't read big words at this hour of the morning, apparently. Not out loud, especially. Hot. She's got like Britney makeup on right now, where she looks like she just woke up with a full face of makeup on, and the eye makeup's all that's left. You're such a baby. Okay, come breastfeed me then. I am curious. This is just a curiosity question that probably no one will want to answer. They're always like on TV shows or in movies or whatever, every once in a while someone has like the breastfeeding kind of kink, like the breast milk kink. I'm curious if anybody does. Just think about it. You don't have to admit to it online. I get it. I got you. Good morning. God bless Tim Hicks. He posts, let's see, what's a good way to say this? He posts, I'm not going to say he posts like a girl, but he has a strategy that is like seeking attention. Like, he likes to show his work life. He likes to show his house life. He likes to show his, nice, comfortable home. He likes to show his view. He likes to show his gym. He likes to do this, and I think it's because, and this is a great way to attract women on social media. You're showing women the things that they're interested in. They're like, wow, this guy has a house. This guy actually has a house. This guy doesn't just live in an apartment or like some bachelor pad. Like, he actually has a house. Look, he has a yard. Look, I could have coffee out on on that, back patio every morning. These are the things that girls are looking for in your social media. He goes on trips. He takes pictures, of his travels. He does a good job of attracting female attention on Twitter, on social media. So this is, if you want to do social media game, you have to post your life in an appealing way that appeals to women. What do you want? Oh my. When you ask a first grade class to write letters to people in a nursing home, the note says it's faint, but it says time's almost up, and it's got like an hourglass. That's hilarious. Oh, this is gonna be good. Anne Hathaway. Oh my. Look at those legs. If you push me in a pool, I'm not swimming back up. Enjoy your murder case. People are crazy. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's interesting. Cigarettes don't expire, but the person smoking them does. That's pretty fucking funny. That's pretty good. Good morning, Tony. How are you? Guys, you see Tony Bruno in the chat? That is who I'm chatting with on Thursday night. I hope you guys will tune in for our reality check, 9 Central Standard Time, over on his channel, Tony Bruno T21 Surfer. Look him up. Come check out our great conversation about attraction and all of the facets of attraction. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. A woman who slept around and later realized she could be free from that life should absolutely not be ashamed for a past that is over. This is spoken like a girl who's had a very busy past. There's an easy solution to this. Fuck the man you marry as if he was one of the guys you fucked on the first date, and I guarantee he won't give a shit about your past. But I suspect this doesn't sound appealing. Excellent point. Excellent point. Good morning, sir. How are you? I'm excited. Everybody is jumping in this morning. It's a great morning to drink coffee and peruse the internet. Yeah, this in the woods girl, this girl's not looking for a husband. She's not looking for nailing down a husband. She's looking to excuse the fact that she's already fucked her way around the globe and doesn't want you guys to know it. Ask for Worth Playboy. Should I fuck with a married woman? Think of all the red flags a girl could give you. Covered in tattoos, blue hair, alcoholic, drug abuse, boyfriend in jail, stripper, attorney. They're all minor in comparison to a woman who will fuck around behind her husband's back. This is an important point. It's like she's waving a big flag saying, I'm the most fucked up person you can stick your dick into ever. Avoid. There's also a small chance you'll get executed in a parking lot by her husband for your trouble. Truly, here's what's fascinating to me about cheating women. The men very rarely seem to go after the actual woman who betrayed them. They go after the man who she betrayed him with. That would be you. Don't do that. It's a terrible idea. Terrible. All right, I want to see what's going on in the chat over here. Something's debatable. Coach is so wise. That's debatable. Let's see. Your patterns in the past affect the present and in turn affect your future. That doesn't just apply to women. No, it doesn't apply to women. attorney. I felt that. Listen, I love a smart woman as much as the next, but women who are absolutely like actually trained in arguing and being argumentative and picking things apart and challenging everything, that's just not going to make for an easy relationship. Now, if your girl or if you're turned on by an attorney and yet she actually still allows you to lead at home and is soft and playful in her personal life, it's a rarity. It happens, but you can't take her too seriously as an attorney, and that will help in making sure that she is more of just a girl in the relationship. Let's see. Eric, cheating women who pretend to be single are disgusting. So what's all this hot wife garbage? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it truly is like a world in and of itself. The hot wife, world, definitely. Fascinating. Let's throw another onto the list. Women who get into engineering. Nothing against women in STEM, but logic is a masculine characteristic. Women who are logical are caught up in their head. This is a fascinating point because we have a lot, we have an interesting, that's interesting. Okay, so Baron, engineers are way chiller than lawyers. So Fort Worth and I actually have a good number of engineers aren't always looking for a fight. It's true. And I will say, keep in mind that there are so many different types of engineering that yes, it's still STEM, yes, it's still math and sciences, but they're not all quite so like boys club. And we have several personal training clients, fascinatingly enough, because of the area that we live in and because of the industry here, that are female engineers. And so we've talked to them about how heavily masculine or feminine each of the different industries or each of the separate subcategories of engineering are. And it really is interesting that some of the categories of engineering are actually very heavily female. Now, I say all of this to also put the caveat in there that like women in the military, women in police, women in fire, just because there are more of them now than there have been in the past doesn't necessarily make it a good thing. I think it's actually not a good thing. And I am saying that from the place of being in a police family. But so there are caveats to all of this. Let's see what else is going on over here. So we're talking about women in engineering versus female attorneys. That's a good point, but just having to go through years and years of thinking in numbers would kill a woman's femininity. Yes and no, because if they're more geared towards thinking in numbers than a more creative, artistic self, what's interesting to me, and this is, I have a small pool to pull from, but it's still 5 or 6 female engineers that I am close friends with. So it's a small group relative to the female population, but it's still large in comparison to other female engineers. They all have creative outlets. So that's what's fascinating to me about, they're still very much girls. What's great about this kind of industry, it still requires them to dress well for work. So they dress in feminine fashion. And most of them, with maybe one exception, dress in highly feminine ways. It's not a sexualized way, but it's definitely feminine. But like I said, they also all have incredibly feminine hobbies. So, you know, they have the Cricut at home and they're making the t-shirt, or, you know, they have an artistic side where they paint or they do music, you know. So it is interesting. It's almost like the professional engineering side does get counterbalanced just in nature by women who are still feminine. So even though they're engineers, again, we're comparing this to female attorneys. I just, for anyone who's just now jumping in or catching up, female attorneys who are argumentative by nature. They are argumentative and challenging in every way because they're trained to do so, and so they tend to take that into all areas of their life, and they own that. Like, female attorneys go into law more often than not because they want an excuse to fucking argue all the time. This reminds me of a class I took in integrated chip design. It was all guys, no girls. It was definitely a bummer. Yeah, you should have been in the typing class instead. As a guy, as a guy would rather prefer the woman I'm with be more talkative and extroverted than I am. I can be extroverted, but I'm usually more blunt to the point and low key about it nowadays. That's a good point. And I think that that's true of a lot of men, unless the man is a natural networker. They would much rather, just like girls are in charge of relationship, guys are in charge of sex. It's kind of along those same lines. Girls are supposed to be the ones who are the social one, and then who, you know, pull the guy out into, like, we have a party this weekend with so-and-so. We were invited to this weekend with so. I don't want to go to that. Oh, let's just go. We could just stay for a couple of hours. It is our duty as females to make sure that you don't just go home after work and sit in your recliner. Just because a girl does math on the job doesn't mean she isn't feminine elsewhere. Exactly. Just like I was talking about, Baron. Exactly. Let's see. Basing this off of women in engineering, academia, or at my old job, it actually is kind of a mixed bag in retrospect. Yeah, exactly. It kind of goes back to in a career where you're one person on the job, the outside job, you're someone else entirely. On the job, you're caged up, not your authentic self. Yeah. I'm going from personal experience. I have a firm rule against lawyers. Yes, that is a good rule to have, Baron. That is a solid. Whew. Yeah. Listen, it's no secret that attorneys, male or female, are trained to bend the truth, okay? So why, and that goes against female nature especially. So why would you want to put yourself in that position? It's just that simple. All right, you sexy things. If you haven't already, if you only buy one thing from me today, I hope it's my erotic massage book. I know that was random, but you know, I haven't sold one of these in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, it's a fucking awesome book, and it's not even expensive. Like, there's nothing about it that and life is too short for bad sex. The whole point, oh, hold on, I'm not sharing the tab. The whole point, it would help if I'd actually share what I need to. The whole point of erotic massage is to have some hot sex. So if you haven't already, I would love it if you would check that out. If you want that, go to myplayboysbunny.com, my website, /massage, and pick that up if you would. You guys are awesome. Even on mornings when I am on the struggle bus, you guys make my day. I love waking up with y'all. I love getting on here, perusing the internet, talking through what we're seeing, and just like getting my morning started off right with like-minded people discussing the intricacies of attraction and sex and relationships and dating and pickup and all the good things that we talk about. So thank you guys for joining me this morning. I hope to see you everywhere on the internet. Seriously, guys, tune in tomorrow night, Thursday night. That would be August 24th at 9 p.m. Central. I'm going to have a good time with Tony Bruno. That's going to be a great conversation. You can come in and out. You can join in the chats. It would be so nice to see some familiar faces. I'm not terribly familiar with a lot of his audience, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But it's also, if you look at his website or look at his YouTube, he doesn't do any short chats. So where Fort Worth and I kind of pride ourselves on keeping it pretty short and to the point, his are like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours long. So I'm going to be in there for a while, and I would love as much support and familiar faces as you could possibly muster. So you guys tune into that reality check with Tony Bruno and myself Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central on his channel. I want you to go lift heavy weights, to go have some hot sex, and to go accomplish something. It will be the key to winning your day. Bye.